Hi, this is Katie from the Back Paddock support team, and today we are going to be looking at doing some mapping on our mapping website. So the current location is opterra.net.au. That will be changing shortly, so just refer to any material that you have, and we're going to sign in with our email address and our default password. So this is the same password that you would be using on your mobile app for Back Paddock Mobile. So once you're in, you're going to go to the mapping tab. Now, I'm making some assumptions in this video that you have a client file that you've created that doesn't have any maps yet. So one place we can produce those maps is in this platform here. You can import existing mapping files if you have them, but today I'm going to draw them from scratch. So what we're going to do is we've created a client file and it doesn't have maps is the assumption and the status that we're up to. So we're going to select that correct file from the list. Now I created one called mapping training here. So it's going to navigate to it and it's going to say in the bottom right here that it's generating maps, but it's also going to discover that there aren't any. So I'll give that a little second to think. As it says now, no boundaries, import or draw the boundaries. So what I want to do is find your location. So I'm going to go in the Dalby area and then just zoom out and find a likely farm. Obviously, you would be navigating to your clients or your own location. Now I'm going to choose something a bit simple for this one. I'm not going to do pivots or anything with too many little nitty-gritty bits. So we're going to go with this farm block here. So whoever owns this, hello. So I'm going to go to all farms and I'm going to select one of the two farms that I've created now. And I'm going to zoom in on what I want my first block to be. So I think I'll do a couple here to start off with. So I'll zoom in on this smaller block and you want it to pretty well fill your screen so that you can be reasonably accurate. So if we click on drawing tools off to the left now, we're going to hover over until we see the draw boundary icon and we're going to single click that. Then if you move your cursor, you see it becomes a blue dot. So what we want to do is move in either a clockwise or an anti-clockwise direction and single click on each of those points. So if I single click here, single click here, single click here. Now I'm going to go a little bit tricky down here, single click here, single click here. So I'm sort of capturing that little corner bit and then single click to make those ends meet. So what it's going to ask me now is it's going to say, select your farm. I've already chosen apple farm and then save to paddock. Now I do have 3 paddocks as you see here. I have autumn, summer and winter paddocks available here. So I'm going to say that this is the autumn paddock. If you didn't have paddocks entered, you could use the add new paddock function and then simply type the name in. I won't do that this time. I will select my autumn paddock. We've got an update area and master option. What that does is that it calculates the area based off your mapped polygon and updates your client file to include that area instead of one that you previously entered. I will do that because I had a default area entered and it is definitely not going to be accurate. And then click OK. All right, so my first paddock is 122 hectares. So I'm going to zoom out again. I'm just using the little scroll bar on my mouse to zoom in and out. I'm going to zoom in on this next paddock, which I can see will be a little bit more exciting moving around these blocks here. Okay, I'm happy with that. And I'm once again going to draw a boundary. So I'm going to start it at this corner. I'm going to move around this a little bit. So I'm just single clicking on all of these points. I'm going to go up here, single clicking around that a little bit, up to this one, down to meet where this line is, and across to the beginning. Okay, once again, it's going to say select farm. I'm in apple farm, save to paddock. I'm going to call this a summer paddock, and I am going to update area and master and save. Wonderful, and that's 192 hectares. So I'm very briefly going to move to my next farm using this farm drop down and move to my oranges farm. And then I'll just do one paddock in here, and then I'm going to show you one more step. So I'm going to say that this exciting shape here, this one, is my farm that I want to do. So I'm going to draw a boundary and think about where to begin. So if I start down here, single clicking, So it's just a left click action, like a normal click. It's not right clicking or anything. And go a bit further along there to here, to here, to here, and then I can see it goes in a bit, then back to the beginning. And I'm going to save this to Paddock Berry and update the area and save. Okay, so that is the mapping tool. So what we have done at the moment is we've drawn 3 paddock maps, which happen to be in 2 different farms in the same client file. If I just wanted that map to be drawn and available on this sort of website here and in the mobile app, then all you would need to do is wait a few minutes and then sync the mobile app. If you did want this to be available in the Advisor or Manager project, however, product, you would then need to export this to BPAM. So I will do that step for you now. So this is only if you want to see it in the other product. That may not be necessary, but just in case, we're going to go to this blue question mark down the bottom here. We're going to go to import export. You can see there's a few different options. So if you had wanted to import your mapping file instead, you would be doing it through this import process here. If you ever want to export these mapping files later as a KML, a shape, or a GeoSIN file, you can do that here. But I'm going to go to BPAM and I'm going to export these maps to BPAM. Like I said, this is an optional step, and only if you need to view or manipulate the maps in the Advisor or Manager program specifically, rather than just Back Paddock Mobile. So once that's completed, which it has, you can just close out of this and your job is complete. Have a good day.